Hey y'all, it's Sarah. You can see I'm playing with a little bit of randomness. I've been asked about the doodle of the days, right, that I keep doing and where I get the list. So, to be honest with you, I don't have a list to go by, but I do go a couple different directions when trying to think of things. For one, things that I want to attempt that month that I might want to put into my weeks. I go ahead and put that on the list so I can see where I've improved from just going straight in with marker and attempting these things versus when I try to perfect my things. And then other things, it's stuff that comes to mind when I think of that month that I may want to try. And lastly, my kid. So one of my sons has autism and he is obsessed with cutesy. He absolutely loves that I have tried the doodling realm because he does love cutesy. And he randomly walks in, stares down at my stuff, and asks me to draw things. So your kids are a really good source of imagination because if you tell them to think of images for the month of February, they're probably going to come up with things that you didn't even think about. For instance, in this example, the cookies. That was totally my son, and that is one of my favorite doodles on this whole page. I didn't even use anything round to help me. I was pretty thrilled. He threw that idea at me. So ask your kids. They're usually pretty imaginative as well. It makes it kind of fun for mine to look through and get used to looking at the calendar. Now, mine are old enough now, and I've been using a planner for long enough that they know that's where to look for dinner and maybe some school events, but they're kind of old enough. They've gotten the vibe. They still like to look at these silly things because a lot of times they are silly and they're not great. My son literally made fun of my thermos, completely made fun of it, told me that I needed a little more practice, which is what this is here for. It helps me kind of come out of the gate knowing where I stand, and then I can improve from there. You can kind of see there's some crookedness if you look at it hard enough. There are things that are a little off, but I learned from that. So let's talk about getting the list. I'm going to jump in and just show you my February just because in case this is something you want to try. It makes it so that I'm interactive with my planner more regularly. Like I look forward to getting in here and just doing this part just for fun, just for a quick creative burst each day. So that's kind of fun for me if you're using your planner for both, one for functionality and two for creativity. This is a really fun way to do it, even if they're bad. I'm telling you, even if they're bad. And I say that and people are like, oh no, they're fine. Do you see how crooked that champagne bottle is? It is crooked. I'm telling you it's crooked. I know it's crooked. I saw that it was crooked. And I'm okay with it. Like, I have just learned that they don't have to be perfect to be fun. My snowman's a little off. Like, I could point out where everything is off and where I could improve it. But I have a lot of fun with this. It's playful. It lets me get that creative outlet each day where I can kind of zone out and do this quick little doodle. And I come straight in with a pen. I don't sketch anything out. I just see what comes out of the gate. Now, for February, I've got my ideas down, or some of them. There's a lot of weird holidays each month. If you're trying to figure out something to do, there are some really random ones. So I get to play it out this month with some really random ideas. For example, National Toast Day. I don't necessarily think of toast when I think of February, but it did make me consider that maybe some kind of cute toast with little hearts or something like that would be fun for this month. So it gives me a starting point to let my imagination run. You can kind of see there were some weird ones on here. And then there's some blank spots. I left a few spaces so that I can come in and play with things that I just want to play with, or if my kid decides to throw an idea at me, I have a place where I can fit it in. So whatever I come up with off of these, I just kind of roll with it. I mean, obviously our calendars, they come with some holidays. The cool thing about doing it this way, I get the playfulness, but if I'm being honest, if I wanted to come in and write over any of these things, if I had a date that was really special and I wanted to make sure that I noted it down, I could totally write with a large enough pen over any of these doodles, and I don't think it would ruin anything. I don't think I'm really missing out because I wasn't using this particular part of my spread really efficiently. I put everything on the weekly parts. So I wasn't using this all that well to begin with. This is just a fun way to throw some ideas. We're only going into the second month, so I don't have a lot of examples. I should have pulled my last year planner so I could share a few more. And if you're wanting to try something like this, if you go to somewhere like Pinterest, there are plenty of people for plenty of years previously that do doodle challenges for the month. Look up your month, put doodle challenge in there, and you'll find idea lists that date back many years. This is not a new concept. I'm just having fun playing with it and enjoying sharing it with you guys. Maybe you'll pick up an idea or two to try. But those are just a few ways that I get to my list, where I get to the ideas that I want to try. I pick and choose, obviously, which of the holidays, because I found that, I don't know, there's usually 2 to 3 national holidays, international holidays, random things that we've never even heard of. So pick something that might inspire you to draw something fun. Write it down, keep it for yourself so that you can remember when you're sitting there stalling. I mean, there's probably a lot of other ways I could use this list size, but this worked out just for someone like me. That's all I've got to share. Hope to talk to you guys soon. I can't wait to show other ideas, just weird randomness, things that I don't want anybody to take for granted when they're getting into the planner usage. I get to play with mine a lot more, though, than several people, because my children are older now. I've got one that'll be 18 this year, one that's 19 this year, and the other one is grown and on her own. My schedule is not what it used to be, but I still need the help to plan my meals, to write down appointments, to write down upcoming events, and sometimes just track a few things. So I get to play a little more. And if you're kind of like that, where your schedule is slow, but you still need to write these things in your planner, that's the kind of ideas that I like to share and show, because there are things that you just don't think about while you're sitting there and you've got a blank page, and I just kind of want to share those things. That's all I got for you. I plan to hang out with you guys more, and that's it. Bye.